Once upon a time, there were 3 bears who lived together in a house of their own in a wood. One of them was a little small wee bear, and one was a middle-sized bear, and the other was a great huge bear. They each had a pot for their porridge, a little pot for the little small wee bear, and a middle-sized pot for the middle bear, and a great pot for the great huge bear. And they had each a chair to sit in. A little chair for the little small wee bear, and a middle-sized chair for the middle bear, and a great chair for the great huge bear. And they had each a bed to sleep in. A little bed for the little small wee bear, and a middle-sized bed for the middle bear, and a great bed for the great huge bear. One day, after they had made porridge for their breakfast and had poured it into their porridge pots, they walked into the wood while their porridge was cooling, that they might not burn their mouths by beginning too soon to eat it. And while they were walking, a little girl called Goldilocks came to the house. First she looked in the window, then she peeped in at the keyhole, and seeing nobody was in the house, she turned the handle of the door. The door was not fastened because the bears were good bears, who did nobody any harm and never suspected that anybody would harm them. So Goldilocks opened the door and went in. And well pleased she was when she saw the porridge on the table. If she'd been a thoughtful little girl, she would have waited till the bears came home, and then, perhaps, they would have asked her to breakfast, for they were good bears. A little rough or so, as the manner of bears is, but for all that, very good-natured and hospitable. But the porridge looked tempting, and so she set about helping herself. So first she tasted the porridge of the great huge bear, and that was too hot for her.
This porridge is too hot.
And then she tasted the porridge of the middle bear, and that was too cold for her.
This porridge is too cold. How cold? Cold.
And then she went to the porridge of the little small wee bear, and tasted that. And that was neither too hot nor too cold, but just right, and she liked it so well that she ate it all up.
This porridge just right.
Then Goldilocks sat down at the chair of the great huge bear, and that was too hard for her.
This chair is too hard.
And then she sat down in the chair of the middle bear, and that was too soft for her.
This chair is too soft.
And then she sat down in the chair of the little small wee bear, and that was neither too hard nor too soft, but just right.
This chair is just right.
Then Goldilocks went upstairs into the bedchamber in which the 3 bears slept, and at first she lay down upon the bed of the great huge bear.
This bed is too hard. Oh,
And next she lay down upon the bed of the middle bear.
this bed is too soft.
And then she laid down upon the bed of the small little wee bear, and that was just right, so she covered herself up comfortably and lay there till she fell fast asleep.
This bed is just right.
By this time the 3 bears thought their porridge would be cool enough, so they came home to breakfast. Now Goldilocks had left the spoon of the great huge bear standing in his porridge.
Someone was my porridge.
Said the great huge bear in his great rough gruff voice. And then the middle bear looked at hers, and she saw that a spoon was standing in it too.
Someone was my porridge.
Said the middle bear in her middle voice. Then the little small wee bear looked at his, and there was a spoon in the porridge pot, but all the porridge was gone.
Someone was my porridge. Someone ate all up.
Upon this, the three bears, seeing that someone had entered their house and eaten up the little small wee bear's breakfast, began to look about them. Now Goldilocks had not put the hard cushion straight when she rose from the chair of the great huge bear.
Someone's in my chair,
said the great huge bear in his great rough gruff voice, and Goldilocks had squatted down the soft cushion of the middle bear.
Someone's in my chair,
said the middle bear in her middle voice, and you know what Goldilocks had done to the third chair.
someone was in my chair when they broke it.
Then the three bears thought it necessary that they should make further search, so they went upstairs into the bedchamber. Now Goldilocks had pulled the pillow of the great huge bear out of its place.
Someone was sweeping my bed,
said the great huge bear in his great rough gruff voice, and Goldilocks had pulled the bolster of the middle bear out of its place.
someone's sweeping my bed too.
And when the little small wee bear came to look at his bed, there was the bolster in its place, and the pillow in its place upon the bolster, and upon the pillow was the head of Goldilocks, which was not in its place, for she had no business there.
Someone's sweeping my bed. See, they're still there.
Goldilocks had heard in her sleep the great rough gruff voice of the great huge bear, but she was so fast asleep that it was no more to her than the roaring of the wind or the rumbling of thunder. And then she had heard the middle voice of the middle bear, but it was only as if she had heard someone speaking in a dream. But when she heard the little small wee voice of the little small wee bear, it was so sharp and so shrill that it awakened her at once. Up she started, and when she saw the three bears on one side of the bed, she tumbled herself out the other and ran to the window. Now the window was open because the bears, like good tidy bears as they were, always opened their bedchamber window when they got up in the morning. Out Goldilocks jumped and ran away as fast as she could run, never looking behind her, and what happened afterwards I cannot tell, but the three bears never saw anything more of her.